Well, this is going to be a fun one. I got news from a few hours ago, and then I have charts that are live. Let's do a little bit of a comparison. There's a lot of Bitcoin news for today, so let's just get right into the action. All right, well, here is what's going on. We're right now sitting at just almost at $38,000 for Bitcoin, which is very different from what a lot of the news cycles have been covering with Bitcoin today. And I want to show you what they're saying, and then I want to come back to the price of Bitcoin just so you have a good understanding as far as what's going on in this market. I told you guys 2 days ago that it was time to sell to make sure that you're ready to buy if you're looking to make good profits on margins for Bitcoin. And I don't want to say I told you so, but told you so. Let me show you something here. So Bitcoin, biggest drop, the second biggest drop monthly on record. This is like, oh my God, Bitcoin is dying, 37% decline. What's going on? And again, I want to show you guys the time here. Look at that. It's May 31st at 2:37 a.m. So price hit a low of $34,195. Everybody must be going nuts. Bitcoin is crashing. It's plummeting. What are we going to do? What have I told you guys? Whenever things go down like that, like I said they would, people buy. It's a perfect time to buy. Anytime you see huge dips like that, it's time to just load up on whatever you believe in. That's what a lot of institutional investments are, taking place. They're just, oh, it dropped, buy. I'm running out of money. I can't buy the dip anymore. It gets hard to buy the dip when everything keeps dipping. But I have orders set in case things fall even below a certain threshold that my orders will automatically be put in. Right now we got a little bit of momentum. It looks like we could be coming up, but again, that's not guaranteed either. So my buy and sell orders are kind of set because Bitcoin could drop again. So if it drops down to that $36,000, like I'm ready to sell if it goes below 37, and I'm also ready to buy if it falls below 34. It might not seem like a lot, but that's pretty good margins for you to be making, in a few hours. So what's going on? Why is all this happening? So this news was from 2:37 a.m. and Bitcoin was, in a decline at, almost $34,000 even there. That's hard. But now we're sitting at, 37,700 essentially. So let's talk about what's going on in the news around Bitcoin. The U.S. is planning to crack down on Bitcoin. So a lot of this news caused the price of Bitcoin to actually go down. This is a little scary, and I'm not one to talk politics, especially not on here, but there is a big difference between administrations, between what was going on with Trump and what's going on with Biden right now. Biden wants to regulate things a whole lot more than Trump wanted to. And if you guys, look at articles, you're going to see that there's a very different approach. So why it matters. Here's a quick, summary. New efforts under the Biden administration reflect a break from the Trump era approach in which the administration at times encouraged cryptocurrency use within the financial system. So Trump was for it, like go for it, use it, do your thing. And Trump is, kind of not only holding back, but they want to regulate it. They want to see how can we get money out of this. But we'll keep going. Let me talk a little bit more about this. Again, this was a few days ago talking about how Bitcoin is dropping because Biden environmental bearishness. Again, I don't know how else to describe this, but Bitcoin is not worse than our current financial institutions. The price of Bitcoin should not be going up and down because people think it's not eco-friendly. Sure, there are miners using it in a way that's not eco-friendly, but that doesn't change how the system actually works. Mining is one thing. Using the currency is something completely separate. Please understand that. Right now, if something has been mined, you can use it. you're not using, you don't have to use all the coal or, all the negative side of Bitcoin just because you're transacting with it. That's, solely with mining. And again, if we go back to a few videos back, I talked about how it doesn't even compare to how, how bad the financial institutions right now with credit cards and everything else really are. I mean, talk about mailers coming in, talking about the actual carbon footprint of your normal banking system. It's way worse. It's twice as bad, technically, by some analysis. Anyway, I'm only bringing this up because it's talking about the Biden administration. And I think this is something that I'm not so, thrilled about, to be honest with you, just because I don't think that trying to regulate something that's, global is a good way to be ahead of the herd. It's not a good way for people to want to invest in something. We lost like 40% in investments when the US started talking about regulating Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin and just how transactions were going to take place. And like they're going full steam ahead with this thing. And in the back of my mind, here's what I'm thinking. So here's what's going on with the federal balance sheet because of the pandemic and all the spending that took place. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that they're spending. And it's got to get paid for one way or another. And if you start, dealing with cryptocurrencies and you try to tax it more and more, that's an easy way to make up for that money. The current administration in the US here has been talking about increased taxes. Guys, this is inflation. I don't know how else I can explain this, but if you print more money, it will have less value. It doesn't matter what you say. The more you have of something, the less scarce it is, the less it's worth. That's why Bitcoin price is going to increase. There is a finite amount of Bitcoin that can be generated that will continue to increase its price. I don't know, again, I feel like a broken record sometimes, but it is a finite currency. A lot of it's been lost. I've lost some of it. I've had a wallet that I personally lost that, I try not to think about it too much, but I can't get back to it. It's a lot of money that I had in there because Bitcoin prices surged like crazy, and I was mining before anybody else knew what mining even was. But guys, think about this. Like, this is an easy way for the US government to be able to get the money that they want, to be able to have an easy way to acquire those funds that are technically missing or they don't know where to get it from. And they say, oh, we don't want to, tax everybody. We just want to tax the wealthy. Well, they're looking to tax cryptocurrency, and that's sure it's going to affect the wealthy, but it's also going to affect a lot of retail investors, which is something I'm not happy about at all. But I do want to cover some, happier things. So let's talk about, after all the debacle of things going and dropping like crazy, what's happened? What's going on? I want to make sure that I cover some of the happy things around this as well. So here we go. So if you guys don't know who Rich Dad Poor Dad is, this is Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote this book and it's pretty popular. He's been spending a ton of cash on YouTube, so he's gotten a following here as well. Hey Robert, if you're watching my video, drop a comment down below. Be nice to say hello to you. Anyhow, his prediction is that Bitcoin is going to hit 1 million over the next 5 years. So he says that this is great news because of the volatility and it allows people to buy in at a lower price. So here's a big name that's 100% behind Bitcoin. And I know I keep bringing more and more people up, but it's just to show you that, yeah, lower prices just means a better entry point for new investors. So if you haven't invested in Bitcoin yet, this is a great time. And I keep telling people that it's a great time. It's not over yet. We're only in its infancy. Get in as soon, while you can, I guess is the best way to put it, at the best price you possibly can. Somebody else that made comments about what's going on in the Bitcoin market was the founder of Tron. If you guys don't know who Tron is, it's a pretty huge network. So Tron Network is gigantic. They're doing 5 times the volume of PayPal as far as transaction goes, which is insane. It's a lot of money, and he's in the same boat as everybody else. He's super bullish on Bitcoin. He's super bullish on crypto. He knows that this is just, again, taking off. Are there dips? Sure, and people are waiting for those dips to buy. You saw all the news that made the price drop. But if we look at the price again, like let's take a look at Bitcoin. Right now, we're over $37,000. And this is our chart for right now. See, we refresh it. So we were down here, look at that, 34,200, and here we go, $279. And that was, late last night, early in the morning for a lot of you. And now we're sitting up here over the $37,000 marks. Like, this is a good trend right there. And if you look, historically with the other halvings, if you line those up, we're in a path that right before, Bitcoin took off. So it's looking like it's going to skyrocket from here on out. And again, I'm not the one to predict, and I don't think anybody can safely predict what's going to happen tomorrow, if it's going to, shoot up or if it's going to plummet. And I keep saying this, but if it plummets, buy. If it skyrockets, make sure you're holding. It's simple, but I can tell you, with certainty that it's going to go up. It might dip before it goes up. Right now, we're in, a very good uptrend. Over, the last 24 hours, we've had the peak at, let me see here. Yeah, almost 38. So this is the peak over the last 24 hours. If you see this little bar, I love following this little bar here. It goes, how low the last 24 hours was or how high. So we're getting closer to that high there. So keep that in mind. I know I'm only talking about Bitcoin today. I'll give, if you guys hung out until the end of this video, I'm going to give you 2 other things. And it's like a little bit of hope and a little bit of comparison. So first, here's a piece that I was reading, and it's basically comparing Ethereum to MySpace for Facebook. So Ethereum right now kind of stinks. It's, Facebook's ugly cousin, which is MySpace. It totally makes sense. While Bitcoin, is Google. Essentially, Bitcoin is holding, it's steady. It's going, and it's going to continue to go. Ethereum is kind of crazy with its ups and downs. It's like your MySpace page. You can, dump a bunch of HTML, JavaScript, do whatever you want with it, and, started getting all kinds of whack. Ethereum is not where it needs to be yet. For it to be, go from MySpace to Facebook, we need basically Web 3.0. We need the second layer solution to come out and be able to get rid of those insane gas fees. So when we get there, it will make a difference. But this was a really good comparison, which makes a lot of sense to me because I'm old and know what Facebook, and MySpace actually was. Last but not least, and this goes out to a few people that lost some money that I personally know. I thankfully got my money out of here before this happened, but Mt. Gox. I remember one day going online and it was just gone. So right now they're trying to see if they're going to reimburse people for the money they lost. Because what happened, this was an exchange. You had your money on there and, overnight, you just lost access. All your money was gone. And some people are going to be happy to see this, see this news. The bad thing is that it's going to take a lot to pass this thing. So basically the people that are owed by Mt. Gox that lost money, they need to vote over 50% to say, yes, we're going to give back the money. And that's going to take place on October 8th. So you got to make sure that, you're following this if you had any money in Mt. Gox. I know, some people that had some decent amount of money there. So I'm really hoping that they can get some of their money back because it sucks. There's no other way to put it. It sucks to lose money that way, to be, so excited about something and all of a sudden it's gone. But ADA is doing well. We're at 173, sorry. So that's moving up, and so is Dogecoin and so is everything else. But yeah, we really wanted to cover Bitcoin, because that's the big thing that's moving right now. And I told you about it a couple of days ago that you wanted to sell and get in at a lower price. You had your chance right there. That almost 34,000 people were buying back in. So if you're thinking about putting orders, buy orders in. You don't want to put it at a price, like an exact price. Think about that. You want to put it at a price that other people might be right before you, because you might miss it. That's the thing. You might miss the opportunity of buying something at a low price because other people are saying, oh yeah, 34,000. I'm just going to go up higher. I'm going to do $34,300 or $301, whatever it is. So those round numbers are not your friend when it comes to leaving those orders open. But thank you for watching this video. As always, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe, and the bell for notifications there, that icon, guys. It's been awesome. It's been fantastic being with you, being able to share some of these things with you, getting to see the number of views increasing. The last video that I posted yesterday, kind of took off a little bit there. And I'll be honest with you, the whole YouTube algorithm is fierce, and it can make or break a channel. And I really, really don't want to start playing to it, because there's a million and one ways that you can do that. And I don't want to be your clickbait type of guy. Just because I want to grow the channel. I want to make sure that I'm continuing to give you the stuff, the information that you need. And I want to be here for you through and through. So my goal is to post every single day for the next few months here. And I've been doing it since the 12th of May. We're right now the last day of May. So half a month, a little over half a month, a video a day. It's been going strong, and I'm not going to give up on all of you. So don't give up on me. If you don't mind sharing the video, I'd really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day. You guys take care. Bye now.